I'm Hannah.
I'm Scott, and this is our story.
When we decided we want to start a family, we got pregnant, and really, other than being super sick and not feeling great, everything went fine. He's been incredibly healthy. Other than some nights not sleeping super great, for the last 2.5 years, he's fun. He's the life of the party. He made having a kid really a lot of fun. We decided we were going to add another member to our family. We decided we wanted to get pregnant again, and we found out we were pregnant.
She comes to the office at a little break in between patients and comes back into the office and just holds up an ultrasound. And I don't even look at it. I'm just like, is everything good? Are everybody healthy? And then she just goes, there's 2 babies. And it's like, oh. So that was the shock of the day for sure.
I think it was 16 weeks when we found out they were both boys. So that was that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. I mean, obviously the initial was shock, but I was on the wanting 2 kids and she was on 3, and I thought, man, God, this is perfect. Like, you took the decision out. This is fantastic.
We were on vacation in July, and I got a call from my doctor's office. The nurse told me that based on the numbers, there was a little bit higher chance that there was Down syndrome present. And it kind of took my breath away for a minute.
At the time, we didn't know, but I think that blood test elevated our chances to 1 in 250. So it was still a very long shot. When we got home from vacation, we went in for the 20-week ultrasound.
That's when they started pointing out.
Yeah.
I think when a doctor walks in with a genetic counselor and another person, and your ultrasound tech comes back in, and all of a sudden it was like, what's everybody doing here? Like, what's going on? And at that point was when he told us they were identical. And we didn't know that, so we kind of thought, oh, that's cool. Well, that also was an indicator that what he was seeing was Down syndrome, just because if babies are identical or twins are identical, they share DNA.
We've read that it's 1 in a million. Pregnancies is a long shot. It's the expression that people say when it's not going to happen. Oh, it's 1 in a million. And we're the 1 in a million.
I think immediately when he said it, I was trying to keep my hope alive, and I just wasn't ready to go there yet. And so I was like, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to ask all the questions. I'm going to see if there's any sliver of chance that he's wrong. I want to know, because I'm not ready yet to find out whether it's really true. Your world, like our world
got rocked.
It just stopped. It just stopped in that moment. We went in like, oh, we're going to go see our 2 babies, and you get to see a lot of it because they scan everything. They're big enough to see. We went in on cloud 9, and we walked out just rocked. Yeah. My thought process was, I'm going to pray. We're going to pray. People we know are going to pray that this isn't really true. There's still a chance it's not true. He didn't say 100%. So we are praying for a miracle that what he's telling us is not true. And we did.
Yeah.
We prayed. We prayed a lot.
I know. I kept praying for them to not have Down syndrome, but then always threw in but if this is your will, if this is what you want, then, we're ready, and give us strength.
My opportunity to hope was gone, and my reality was there. And that, like, okay, God, if you don't answer our prayer, give us the grace to deal with the reality. And all of a sudden, that's where we had to be. And that didn't come easily for me.
The first week, 2 weeks were challenging. I mean, I think I it was a little bit easier for me to move on and kind of, I can't change it. This is life and live it. But knowing that it's his plan and it's not necessarily what you think your plan is, and that he's in control and stuff was huge for me.
They asked us whether we're going to continue our pregnancy, and to be told that the babies that have been growing perfectly fine and still for all intents and purposes we're healthy, are you going to keep them now if they have Down syndrome? And that's very hard, because right from our first encounter with Down syndrome, we have reason to think that people don't think our kids are worthy of life. And none of our doctors or anyone made us feel that way, but the question's presented, and that's
just asking the question. Because nobody asked us with Sam, with our first one.
Yeah.
So just asking the question is like a gut punch. At least we were together on it and knew, hey, these are ours, these are our babies. But yeah, hearing a doctor and multiple doctors, and they were just trying to like be informative, yeah, but ask us, do you want to terminate and stuff? And you have to decide in the next few days, basically, because we were 20 weeks already. It's hard because they're your children and you love them, but somebody else is hinting that maybe they're not worth living.
Everything changed in that moment, in that week, of what we thought our life was like, what we worried about, what we planned on. We just had to sit and wait. We didn't have...
We only have the negative. We only had the diagnosis. You don't have your babies, your children to love, to be there, to hold. And I am glad, me personally, I'm glad that we found out ahead of time to try to get, move past the shock and then when they were born, it was our babies. You could be more joy.
We had people bringing food before we had children yet. We had people sending stuff. We had people praying. We had so much support, and just people saying before they ever met our babies, they are loved and they're yours. And so I feel like when they were born, it truly was a celebration.
Yeah, it was.
Because of Jesus, we have hope for situations where plans aren't as we thought, where God has a different plan. And if we didn't have Jesus, that plan would be so much more daunting. But I feel like he's really taught us that he'll show up in times when his plan is different.
Knowing that it's Jesus' plan gives you hope that your idea of what life was going to be, this is gonna be better. In the moment, it might not feel like it's the best, but he has a plan, and honored that he's using us in this way. And I'm nervous, excited to see what difference we can make.